Graduate School of Public Policy and the Astana Civil Service Hub. You're very welcome to Graduate School of Public Policy here in Nazarbayev University. You're also, for those people who have not been in Kazakhstan before, very welcome to Kazakhstan and particularly to our lovely city here in Astana. One of the things, I'm just going to moderate this session and then hand it over to our distinguished speakers. One of the things that I want to just emphasise is that we're delighted to be organising this conference, delivering this conference with the Astana Civil Service Hub. It's unusual in the sense that often you get conferences which are solely academic or solely practitioners, so we've managed with the cooperation of Mr. Baymenov here to have a good mixed programme of academics and practitioners, and hopefully we will learn from each other. So I just want to announce a few housekeeping rules. First of all, the emergency exits in this room are at the back and here. Secondly, we will have a photographic photo session after the main speakers, but please stay in the room because the photographer will come to us. Thirdly, our coffee breaks and lunch break are in the vestibule on this floor, so when you come out of this door diagonally across this block, you will see the vestibule where we'll have coffee and lunch. There's a banner outside if you wanted to take group photos with the logo of the conference and so on. Otherwise, you're welcome to take them here. For this evening, our dinner will be in the Marriott Hotel, and the buses will leave sharp at 6:45 just outside this building here. So the buses will take us to the Marriott and they will leave again at 9:15. So if you're going to the dinner, please try and be there at those times. So that's really all that I want to say. I will hand over to Professor Wing Tatui, who is the Dean of the Graduate School of Public Policy, for some opening remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. Again, on behalf of my colleagues who are here, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you to Nazarbayev University, and in particular to the Graduate School of Public Policy. And as Dean of the Graduate School of Public Policy, I think I would like to tell you a little bit more about the Graduate School of Public Policy, or as we call it, GSPP. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Nazarbayev University, there are 8 schools in Nazarbayev University, and the Graduate School of Public Policy is one of those 8 schools. We were established in 2012 in strategic partnership with the National University of Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy. We began the first intake of students in 2012 with about 2013, with about 23 students. Today we have 135 students or more, and we now have, we started with one program, now we have 2 programs. We have the Masters in Public Policy, Masters in Public Administration, and as well as the PhD program in Public Policy. We now have about 20 PhD students in our public policy program. The Graduate School of Public Policy is on a growth path in line with the rest of Nazarbayev University schools. We hope to reach over 300 students in about 4 years' time. Now, in addition to Kazakh students, we also have many international students. So we want to increase the diversity of the students that we have in the school. So far, we have students from the region. We have students from Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, and also we have students from Azerbaijan this year. And we also have students on exchange from Singapore, from Malaysia, from Philippines, Pakistan, India, China, and we intend to extend our reach to other students in the years ahead. So we hope that this school, our aim is, of course, the goal of the school, the mission of the school is to increase the quality of life for people in Kazakhstan and beyond. And the programs that we have here are the innovative program, state-of-the-art program, I would say, and if you know of anyone who could potentially benefit from education in public policy, public administration, which is taught totally in English. I would encourage you to let them know about the programs that we offer at the Graduate School of Public Policy. We do have scholarships for international students, and also we do have opportunities for them to go overseas to spend time in Singapore. As I mentioned, our mission is very simple. We want to improve the quality of life of people in Kazakhstan and in the region. And we do this by emphasizing the importance of good governance. Our tagline is "Good Governance Matters." And we do this by promoting excellence in our teaching, in our research, and as well as in executive education that focuses on some of the key issues in public policy, public administration, as well as some of the key leadership issues. And so we are very pleased to co-organize this second international conference, because this is one of the ways in which we want to reach out to the network of policy innovators and policy makers around the world. We are part of many of the major international networks of public policy schools, and today we are very glad to play host to participants from over 30 countries this year. This is our second international conference, and the theme that we have for this conference, which is on contemporary issues in public administration in post-Soviet Eurasia, is particularly relevant because the discussion and the studies that will be presented here will be particularly relevant in better understanding and also in promoting some of the innovation in public policies and public administration that are increasingly very important in a world which is becoming more complex, volatile, as well as uncertain, both in the political sphere as well as in the economic sphere. So organizing this conference would not have been possible without the support of our co-organizer and sponsors, the regional hub, the Astana Civil Service Hub under the chairmanship of Mr. Alihan Baimenov. And we also want to acknowledge the sponsorship of our strategic partner, the Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy, and as well as the British Academy, as well as the University of Ulster and the UNDP. I'd like to wish you all a very fruitful discussion in the next 1.5 days. And I hope that the discussions and outcomes of this program will continue to help us to be actively engaged in some of the key issues that we face in public administration and public policy. We want to continue to encourage you to continue to maintain contact with us. We'd like you to be engaged with the school as we continue to grow the school, both in terms of size and both in terms of our reach. And we look forward to your next visit to the school. This is for those of you who are here for the first time, we'd like to welcome you to our third conference, which will be held next year, sometime around this time as well. So thank you and welcome once again. And I'd like to now let Colin take over to invite the next speaker.
Thank you, Dean Bui. So the next opening remarks are from Mr. Alihan Baimenov, who is a long-term friend of our school actually, and has been a very helpful collaborator both in the school and with individual research projects that we are doing. So thank you.
Thank you, Colin. Hürmetli hanımlar ve mırzalar, жоғары мәртебелілер, мемлекеттік басқару тиімділігін арттыру қай заманда да өзекті. Қоғамның ортақ ісін басқару сапасы ежелден бері барлық ойшылдарды толғандыруда. Мысалы, соңғы зерттеулер нәтижесінде тіпті осыдан 4500 жыл бұрын Шумер өркениетінде осы мемлекеттік басқаруды жақсарту бойынша түрлі ізденістер болғаны дәлелденіп отыр. Оны біздің досымыз, бәріміздің Макс Эверест Филлипстің соңғы кітабында өте оқуға болады. Ғасырлар бойы жүргізіліп келе жатқан осы мемлекеттік басқаруды жақсартуға бағытталған ізденістердің ішінде біз мақтанышпен айта аламыз, біздің де ата-бабаларымыздың өз үлестері болды. Нақты айтар болсақ, 10-шы ғасырдағы Абу Насыр әл-Фарабидің қайырымды қала тұрғындары жөніндегі трактатындағы көшбасшыға, мемлекеттік органдардың басшыларына деген 12 талабы, 12 қағидаты күні бүгінге дейінгі көшбасшылық теориясында әлі өзектілігін жоғалтқан жоқ. Сонымен қатар 11 ғасырдағы Жүсіп Баласағұнның ұлттық бірлігінде ол 10 лауазымға деген біліктілік талаптарын өлеңмен келтіреді. Міне бұл әлі де біздің тарапымыздан зерттеуді қажет ететін, біздің өңірдің осы әлемдік өркениетке мемлекеттік басқару теориясына қосқан үлесінің бір жарқын дәлелі. Бірақ кейін біздің аймақ ғасырлар бойы әлемдік трендтерден оқшауланып қалды. Тек қана тәуелсіздіктің арқасында біздің аймақтың елдері қайтадан әлемге ашылып, осы бағыттағы үздік тәжірибені өз ісінде қолдану мүмкіндігіне ие болды. Dear ladies and gentlemen, your excellencies, as we have all witnessed over the last 3 decades, the countries of the region have undergone major political and socio-economic reforms. Although the processes were non-linear in nature, the overall direction of the development indicated in founding conceptual acts was aimed at building a democratic society, developing a market economy, and setting the rule of law. The significant transformation of the state's rule and evolution of public administration have become an integral part of these changes. It's worth mentioning that 2 major global trends have influenced countries' efforts to build a new model of public administration. The start of the observed period coincided with the passion for new public management with the effectiveness at the heart. The service state model, underlining the importance of meeting citizens' needs, has also had a profound impact. At the same time, the governments began to pay more attention to information and digital technologies as well as to new management approaches. In this way of comprehensive changes, each country has followed its own unique path while keeping its cultural context as well as global and regional trends in mind. This is also true in case of public administration. Given the unique experience and solutions employed by regional economies, understanding their successes and challenges, along with lessons learned, is of great theoretical and practical importance for the way forward. At the same time, one can observe that for a number of historic reasons, public administration practice is somewhat ahead of theory in the region. Despite some research conducted on reforms, there is still a lacuna and hence a great demand for evidence-based research dedicated to the analysis of the unique way the countries have experienced. It's needless to say that quality research is crucial to ensure reform success and sustainability. The joint efforts of researchers and practitioners can contribute to more effective decision making. Given the above, we all are highly motivated to advance the public administration and civil service as scientific domains in the region. Thus, the significance and timeliness of such events as this conference is apparent. From the other hand, the governments themselves possess the real interest in knowledge and experience exchange in learning international best practices and leading trends. It's worth noting that in the process of mutual learning, there are no students nor teachers. There is neither a universal comprehensive model of public administration, but fruitful collaborations and partnerships can help every party to find best fit solutions for their own settings. Keeping that in mind, the Astana Civil Service Hub is delighted to support Nazarbayev University's initiative to hold today's conference, which is in line with the Hub's mission to assist the governments in promoting civil service effectiveness. This mission is implemented based on 3 main pillars: partnership and networking, capacity building and peer-to-peer learning, research and knowledge management. It's noteworthy that today's conference reflects all the pillars I mentioned. Comprising of 40 participating countries and 35 partner organizations, the current modality the Hub has developed proves its high relevance. Given its flexible and demand-driven agenda, Astana Hub periodically administers needs assessment studies to determine its capacity building and research activities. Based on that, developing public administration schools and research centers in the region has become a priority for the Hub. As mentioned above, combining theory and practice is of great importance for studying any issue. Bearing that in mind, the Hub has established strong partnership with the Asian Association for Public Administration and American Society for Public Administration. This international outreach is reinforced by our partnership with network of institutes and schools of public administration in Central and Eastern Europe, NISPACI, and today we are pleased to have the president of this organization, Professor György Hajnal, among honorable guests of this conference. We also highly value our partnership with Nazarbayev University and its president, Mr. Shigeo Katsu, constantly supporting our joint initiatives. Also appreciate the collaboration with the Graduate School of Public Policy and its dean, Mr. Wen Tat, hosting this international conference of high relevance and importance for the region. GSPP faculty's active involvement in Hub's research and capacity building activities is greatly appreciated as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by stating that no matter who we are, a scholar, practitioner, or a student, we all have the same objective, to help increase the efficiency of public administration in our countries and beyond. And I wish you every success in this endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vaimenov, and I think you've captured the nature of the conference, the interrelationship between practitioners and academics. So we're very pleased to welcome György Hajnal, who is the president of NISPACI. For those of you that don't know what NISPACI is, it's a network of institutes of schools of public administration in Central and Eastern Europe. They run conferences every year. Last year I was pleased to be in Iași in Romania, and this year it's in Prague. So I'm sure he's going next year. I'm sure he's going to invite us all to that. So György.
Your Excellencies, dear Mr. Dean, dear Mr. Chairman, dear researchers, practitioners, participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is a special honor and pleasure for me to welcome you on behalf of NISPACI. I am not going to repeat this long name again. Anyway, I feel deeply impressed to be able to stand here. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. An important reason I'm talking here is that, contrary to its name, NISPACI scope and mission extends to the entire post-Soviet Eurasia. Indeed, we have about 100 institutional members in 20 countries of the region, and about a dozen of them are from the region of post-Soviet Eurasia. We had annual conferences, and just in the last 5 years we had one in Tbilisi, Georgia, and another one in Kazan, Russia. So this region is important for us. Why is this region and why is this conference important? Why is it important in general, and why is it important to us, NISPACI, in particular? Here I'm going to repeat some of the ideas exposed by Mr. Vaimenov, but we didn't align our speeches, so this is happening naturally, spontaneously. A typical answer to this question of why would be something like learning. Okay, fine. But for many years we assumed that learning was a universal and linear process, and it took place along a single dimension leading from the more developed, whatever it means, the more developed context, the less developed ones, and from the west to the east. However, more recently, real-life developments increasingly cast a light of doubt on this assumption. Modes and directions of learning, of institutional and policy transfer are getting increasingly blurred. Former forerunners of reforms slide back. Laggards become forerunners, and even sometimes entrenched values and practices of the developed end of this continuum get questions or even reversed. So as the world is becoming more complex, so increases the importance of creating new venues of learning and new types of learning. For example, new ties between regions, such as in this case Central Asia and Central and Eastern Europe, and also ties between practitioners and academics. It is in this spirit and intention of Nispasi that I wish all of you a very fruitful and pleasant 2 days in this conference and an ever-expanding continued collaboration for the times to come after this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Professor Hajnal. And at this stage, we have a short presentation of awards on behalf of the Astana Civil Service Hub.
Dear Excellencies, Honorable Speakers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now we announce the start of the Astana Civil Service Hub Awards ceremony. We would like to invite the Chairman of the Steering Committee of the Astana Civil Service Hub, Mr. Alihan Baymenov, to the center of the stage for presenting the awards. We are very privileged and honored to welcome the representatives of the Diplomatic Corps and our special guests here. Thanks to your continued support and invaluable contribution to enhancing the partnership, the Astana Hub has developed into an international platform for knowledge and experience exchange on contemporary issues related to public service excellence. Dear Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the Astana Civil Service Hub Award is presented to Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Belarus, Dean of the Diplomatic Corps in Kazakhstan, and Honorable Member of the Steering Committee of the Astana Civil Service Hub, His Excellency Mr. Anatoly Nishkasov. The Astana Civil Service Hub Award is presented to Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia in Kazakhstan, His Excellency Mr. Ilya Psaltyrov.
Tonight, Mr. Psaltyrov will be a special guest star for
The Astana Civil Service Hub Award is presented to former Chairman of the Civil Service Council of the Republic of Armenia, Mr. Manvel Badalyan. The Astana Civil Service Hub Award is presented to Deputy Chairperson of the State Examination Center of the Republic of Azerbaijan and Honorable Member of the Advisory Board of the Astana Civil Service Hub, Mr. Bahram Khalilov. Thank you very much. We highly appreciate your contributions. Dear Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we are grateful to all distinguished guests of honor and participants for attention. We have reached the end of the award ceremony.